All right. Hello, traders all around the world. Good day to you, regardless from where you're going to be viewing this recorded stream. I remain your J-Van FX right here on YouTube. So today I want to be talking about the three trend lines that all time frames have. All right. So that is what I'm going to be talking about today. So right here I have the USD JPY monthly chart right now, and this is the monthly support band area, and this is the monthly resistance band area, although I took the band off so that I can clearly see this price movement right here back in time. So, and I have my support, resistance, pivot point areas right here on the monthly time frame already spotted out, but that is not the deal today, right? Yeah, that's not what I want to share with you guys today. So let me just quickly take out the support and resistance pivot point and have a blank chart so you guys can see clearly my chart. So I will put the monthly band area. All right, let me see which is the monthly band. Maybe I mistakenly deleted that of the monthly band. Let me see. Okay. I need to take this out. All right, so the monthly band area, I guess I didn't put it. So just to this video, I want to make this video as short as possible. So what I'm going to do is take this not sing and clone. All right, so I'm just going to quickly make the monthly resistance band area. All right, so here we go. Am I right? Let me see. Yes, I'm right. Okay, so I'm just going to lock it. Right. Okay, yeah, we are right now. Monthly resistance band area is on place. So first of all, let's look at the text. Okay, I have some text I would like to share with you guys quickly. Here we go. So I have my text right here. It says how to properly draw trend lines. We have two types of tools and indicators. One that is trying to confirm the direction, one that is trying to predict a direction, one that is trying to give an entry / exit or signal. Then rules. Okay, let's look at the rules right here. All right, let's look at the rules. So the rule says, what are the rules? 1, when drawing a trend line, we must not break candlestick bodies nor candlestick wicks. All right. 2, a trend line is a tool used to confirm a trend, either the trend is up or is a downtrend. All right. 3, we cannot throw trend lines everywhere because trend lines start with the trends and they are connected. All right, they are connected. And 4, lastly, it is the starting point of a trend. All right, so these are the rules that guide when it comes to trend lines. So we want to take this to heart. These write-ups, these texts here are very, very important for us. Okay, so we're going to dive into the chat and see. I'm going to be showing you guys how you're going to properly draw trend lines. All right, and how you can make use of the trend lines. Now we have right here in front of us is USDJPY. So I'm going to take my trend line. All right. So previously the price started from here, from the monthly band back in time. All right, we can see, so this is the lowest point back in time, no doubt, right? This was the lowest point. So I'm going to take my trend line and I'm just going to put it on that week, and I'm going to extend my trend line. Okay, so I make sure that I don't break body candles and body wicks like the text said. Okay, so right here I can see that this area here, the market touch that trend line at that level. So what am I going to do? Oh, excuse me, I want to change color to something beautiful. Let's see if it's orange. You can see the market touch that trend line right there, right? So I'm going to take another trend line. So this first trend line is considered to be what? The long trend line. Okay, and I'm going to extend again, and I can see right here too that this trend line, the market touched this trend line right here. So I'm going to take another trend line again, and I'll continue to go all the way up. Right now, this trend line you are looking at right here is called the long trend line. Right, this first one, the first trend line, is referred to as the long trend line, and the second trend line is referred to, which is this one, as what? The medium trend line. All right, let's not forget the medium trend line. And I will adjust the trend lines. Okay, I will adjust the trend lines. This is the long trend line and this is the medium trend line right now, and this third trend line is referred to as the short trend line. All right, guys, we have the long trend line, we have the medium trend line, followed by the short trend line. So the third one is the short trend line. All right, guys, so let's not forget that. Very, very important. And the long trend line, which is this one, is the strongest among the trend lines. Okay, I repeat again, it is the long trend line. All right, so let me just make it like this. Okay, is the strongest trend line, is the strongest among all the trend lines. Then I'm going to do this like this. Okay, let me just what should I do? Okay, this one is going to be like this. I don't want to change the color, let's leave it like this. Okay, so this is the strong trend line, this is the strongest and long, and followed by this, the medium trend line is the next strongest trend line, followed by the short trend line. All right, now we also have the aggressive trend line. Now, one beautiful thing about these trend lines is that, I mean, when it comes to looking at the trend lines from different time frames, okay, all time frame have their own trend lines. So what I'm doing right now, I'm taking, you see right here, visibility, right here, visibility. So I am unchecking all of the other time frames because this is the monthly time frame. So I just want these particular trend lines to be on the monthly time frame. All right, yeah, so I only have this trend line. If I go to the weekly now, we are not going to see all of these trend lines, so I'm just going to be unchecking out the rest and let these particular trend lines be on the monthly. And lastly, we have the aggressive trend line, and no doubt you can confirm that this truly is an aggressive trend line, because we can see how back in time the US dollar went all the way up aggressively from here, push all the way up, came down, push up again aggressively back in time in the market, right? So this really confirms an aggressive movement, this trend line. All right, now I'm going to go to the weekly time frame, let's go to the weekly time frame right here. And as you can see, there are no trend lines on the weekly time frame right now. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to do the same thing, okay, what I did previously. So we must always start that trend line from the lowest point. Okay, so this is the weekly time frame now. I'm going to start from here because back in time this was where the market started from. The monthly support band area, okay, that was where the market started from on the weekly time frame. So therefore, okay, I have to start from all the way that area, right? I have to make sure that I draw that trend line very well. I'm not using the magnets. I'm supposed to use the magnets in order for me to help me, trap the trend line. Good, that's it. So I wouldn't be breaking any body candles and nothing, just doing things properly. So this is me extending the trend line, right? Exactly. So this is how you draw your trend line, and this trend line is also for the weekly, all right? And we're going to go that of the daily. Okay, let me check. Yes, so I have to uncheck that of the monthly and leave that of the weekly on. So it's going to serve as, and these trend lines, we are only going to see them on the weekly. Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing this in this way is because if I don't uncheck the rest of the other time frame, I'm just going to see the daily trend line, the weekly trend line, breaking body candles. So if I draw that of the monthly trend line, all right, and I did not uncheck all the rest of the other time frame, I'm going to see them, I'm going to see the monthly time frame trend lines on the 1 hour chart, on the 30-minute chart, on the 15-minute chart. They're just going to be breaking body candles, So like I said, we don't want to break body candles because that is the rules when drawing trend lines. Okay, because they are connected. You can see how the market was going all the way to the upside previously, and the trend line was just trailing the trend, confirming the trend. And another thing is that, okay, it's there. Trend line, we use trend line to confirm the trend direction, right? Like I showed in the text, we use it to confirm the trend direction. So we have the long trend line here, we have the medium trend line here, and there we have the short trend line here. All right, guys, so let's look at if we have a space for the aggressive trend line from here. Let's see. Okay, so this is what we have, right? Like this, we have like this. So we must not break body candle in this area. So this is where we are going to stop. So this was the aggressive. So far we have the 4 trend lines already. We have the long trend line here, we have the medium trend line here, we have the short trend line, we have the aggressive trend line on the weekly time frame. Now, how do you, this is the monthly resistance band area. Like I said in one of my previous video, once market approach monthly bands areas, all right, the next thing we are expected to see is that price is going to start falling, just like what's happened here. Okay, I always talk about this. Went up, move, came down, and now we are up. So long term, at this point in time, we're expecting price to come down here. All right, So this is where we're expecting price to come. And this is how the forex market work that I have seen. All right. I'm a new guy in this business, but so far I've checked from the AUD CAD all the way down to USJPY. The market moving between the bands on the monthly time frames. All right. And we as beginner analysts or traders, we trade in the direction of the monthly bands. Okay. Long term. So the long term view on USJPY price is going to push down. We don't know what year, we don't know how many years, but long term prices, we're expecting price to come back down here. Yeah, and this is because of the trade agreement between US and Japan. Okay, whatever export and import business that they are doing between themselves, they are meant to keep it between the bands on the monthly time frame. So basically, we as traders, retail traders, professional traders all around the world, we are joining these countries to trade. Okay, we are joining them to trade. So this is how forex market work that I know, and I'm sharing with you guys right here, right now. Okay, this is the weekly time frame. Yeah, right. Okay, so right now, this is the trend line we have. Now that the market right here, we can see broke this trend line, this aggressive trend line. Okay, 7 times out of 10, the market is going to gravitate towards this. This is the next level the market is coming to, because once the market breaks first trend line, it will gravitate to the next trend line area. And if it does come towards this area here, okay, and break this trend line here, do what it wants to do, eventually it's going to push all the way down to this trend line. All right, and eventually one day it's going to break this trend line and it's going to continue to drop to the downside. All right, so let's take this to heart. It's very, very important. So now that USJPY already break the first aggressive trend line, and now the market attempting to go up to retest that area. Once it's done, finally we're going to see price push down to this level. So you want to keep your eyes on this, build your charts, draw the trend lines, and track the market as you are using the trend line. And no doubt you must have heard, watched some pretty videos on YouTube, and where people talk about once market hits the trend line first time, second time, the third time, it's going to push all the way to the upside, aggressively. That is not a lie. You can see here back in time, this was the first time we draw the first trend line right here, and here second one, and the third time you see price boom all the way to the upside. So it is actually true for those people who make that analysis, and over the years they have been able to study the chart and see how the market works. So it is actually true. And if you look at also the this is the short trend line here. The first time the market hits the medium trend line right here. Okay, the market hit the medium trend line together with the first of all it was the medium trend line, right? But then the medium trend line continues in this area like this, and the market at this point in time shoot all the way to the upside and touched the short trend line together with that of the medium trend, the aggressive trend line, and went all the way up, bam, 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 and boom to the upside. And you can see how those trend lines were confirming the direction, supporting the market movement all the way to the upside. And if you have this knowledge about these trend lines back in time, you would have made tons of pips. Why? Just using the trend line, okay, to confirm the trend and trade in the direction of the trend. Okay, so once the trend line confirms the trend for you, all you just have to do is look for an entry position and follow that trend. That is what the trend line is telling you to do. The trend line is to confirm the trend for you. All right, it's confirming the trend direction, just like I've showed to you on the text right here. You can see that right here. Okay, it's trying to confirm the trend direction. It's trying to predict, okay, a direction also predict a price direction, whatever. One that is trying to give entry and what exit and signals. Okay, so that is what the trend line does for you. So you want to take to heart when you're drawing a trend line. Zoom out very well to look at the chart and spot those areas, and make sure you don't break candle wicks and body candles, and just draw your trend lines perfectly beautifully and follow the just trade according to the trend. Don't go against the trend. Yeah, it is the rule of this business. Don't always go against the trend. Once on the higher time frame, the trend line is confirming that this market is up, always don't go against it. But once the market gets to the monthly resistance band area, please don't tell yourself that, oh, you are going to continue to follow the trend is still up. Always try to draw your monthly support and resistance band on the monthly time frame. All right. Okay, so that is really going to help. So once you get to the monthly band areas, it can be support on whatever currency pair, it can be resistant whatever currency pair. Reverse your position immediately. All right, so long term you want to trade in the direction also of the monthly bands. The direction of the monthly bands, you want to trade according to it. All right, now let's move to daily. So daily is still the same thing. It's still the same thing. It's no brainer. All right, guys, we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to go all the way down. This is the monthly band area. Okay, it's huge right here on the. So where is the lowest point? This is the lowest point. So we are going to draw the trend line also. Draw the trend line. We are going to adjust, take the trend line all the way, and there it is. So we've touched that. Okay, we've touched the price right there, and I'm going to adjust again all the way. All the way. I hope I'm not breaking body candles. All right, I'm going to check. All right, I'm not breaking body candles. All right, let's leave it like that, and let's take the. So that's the long trend line right there. Okay, that's the long trend line, and I'm going to take the medium trend line. So the medium trend line, I'm going to reduce the number like this. I'm not going to break body candles. And I'm going to adjust just the way I did a long one. And I'm going to adjust. So let's make sure I'm not breaking anything, not yet. So this is what you do. It might be a lot of stress, but believe me, guys, it's worth the effort. Okay, let's check again if I'm not breaking anything. Okay, nothing. I'm not breaking anything. All right, so this one has already touched here. I think it's too much. I have to adjust one more time. All right, there we go. Now that's the medium trend line right there, right? So now I'm going to I forgot something. So I'm going to uncheck the weekly. So it's going to be only on the daily. Uncheck the weekly. All right, let's go. And this is the short trend line, and we are here right now. So I think we've touched, yes, we've touched somewhere here, right here. So I'm just going to leave this like this, and this is the daily, right? So I can draw another trend line, that is the aggressive trend line. So let me look at something here. So the market move on a sideways. So we have a extension to this level, retracement. All right, so at this point in time I can draw my aggressive trend line like this. Okay, what I'm about to do right now, it's something that is going to be confusing to you, but don't worry. All right, don't do this, what I want to do now, don't do it for yourself. Okay, so I'm starting my aggressive trend line at this level because the market structure on the monthly, the weekly are not the same. Okay, right here. So I don't want to break body candle. So right now I know the reason why I started it here, and I can explain to you, but that is not the lesson for today. All right, so just don't worry about what I did there. Is the market structure of the dailies that is completely different of that of the higher time frame. All right, let me start here. I can even start from this level. So back in time, all right, back in time, I think I can better explain from here, because back in time the market structure, market wave was up. Okay, let's just say it was from here. So we have extension, the market was doing here, extension here, retracement. There was a retracement. We have lower low here, lower high here, and lower low here. Then we have another extension. We have retracement here, lower lows, lower high, lower lows here, and we have extension finally. All right, now I'm going to explain something to you guys. So market structure, okay, the trend line starts on the market. First of all, it starts on the short-term trend. So once the market started making the market structure out of the short-term trend, okay, the short-term trend is what starts the market structure. All right, now once the market starts its short-term trend, it started making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Then we can see later it changes the short-term trend to what? Lower lows, lower high, lower lows. So I'm going to start. So I'm starting it from here because back in time we have extension, retracement all the way to this upside. So I'm just trying to speed things up so that I don't spend much time, right? Because I noticed that many of you guys don't like to watch a lengthy video, right? So I'm just trying to keep it short for you guys. So right here, when this low was broken, this is the up market structure retracement low here. Automatically the market changed this this up market structure trend, right? It changed it to the downside. So then we have extension, we have a retracement here, we have higher highs here, we have higher lows here, we have higher highs here. So the market made it extension and retracement, now another extension right here. All right guys, right here. So I'm starting, the market now gave us another new market structure on the daily time frame. So market structure on the daily and market structure weekly and monthly sometimes are not don't used to be in alignment. Okay, all of them can be up at the same time, but it is not the same market structure on the monthly. You are going to see the same market structure on the daily, even on the 4-hour time frames. All right, so you have to know how to draw your market structure, understand what market structure is, and know how to draw the market structure. So this is the market structure, and all these start from the monthly band. So if I started drawing the market structure on the daily from the monthly band all the way to this level, to this area where I am right now, this is what I see already. I know my chart. I already know that this is the market structure. Previously it was down here, and now we have, when the market broke out this down market structure retracement high here, it switched the market to an up market structure. All right, so I can start the monthly, the daily long trend line from here. Okay, it is not the same of that of the monthly. So this is a long trend line. For the daily, like I showed you, each time frame have their own trend lines. So I can say, for example, now this is coming from the monthly, weekly, monthly and weekly trend lines. So this one too can serve as the monthly and weekly trend lines. All right, but this, believe me, is from the daily. This is the daily long trend line. Okay, and this is the daily median trend line. So back in time, this was how it was, and this is the daily short trend line. Now I will explain to you how beautiful this. And back in time, if you know this education, if you have this education, like me, back in time I don't have it, but once I have it, I begin to know how to use it, and I'm sharing with you guys too, so that you can start making use of it for yourself. And we can see how back in time we would have made pips from this market. So the market was making, so let's just start from here. We have higher highs, higher lows here, higher high, short-term trends. Okay, higher highs, higher lows here, and the market went all the way up right here to make a higher high. All right, but we also have putting all highs and lows together. Higher highs here, higher lows here, higher highs here, higher low here, and higher high here too. One more time. Okay, so on the smaller time frame, now let me take out the magnets. Okay, on the smaller time frame, such as the 1 hour, the 4-hour chart, the market too was also making this higher high here, higher low here, higher high here, higher low here, higher high here, higher low here, and the market here made this higher highs, higher lows, and higher high. Believe me, that is a fact. All right, the orange line. Okay, back in time, this orange line, you saw me drawing like this. Okay, so this is how you micromanage the chart. Okay, so this is the daily, right? This orange line is showing you an uptrend that you are not seeing on the daily clearly. Okay, but on the smaller time frame, it is there. So once we go to the daily right now, let's see. I want to make sure we have it on the, okay, we're not going to have it on the weekly. And yes, this is for the daily. So we are not going to see the trend lines on the 4-hour time frame. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So I want to show you guys that what I just did right now, it's a fact. All right, and there we go. So this is the 4-hour time frame. All right, my friends, this is the 4 hour. So I can better draw the short-term trend very well here. Let me take it up and redraw again. So you see higher highs and higher lows, and higher highs and higher lows, and higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low. Okay, and we have higher highs, higher low here, higher high here. So this is where the markets change. Okay, at this junction, this is where the market change the short-term trend. So once this candle here went all the way to the downside, it broke this short-term downtrend, short-term uptrend, higher highs, higher low. All right, the market broke this higher low, so automatically we are no longer in an uptrend anymore. And if you back in time know about this, you would have made tons of money on the 1 hour chart, starting from the 1 hour chart, believe me. Because if you tell me right now that but the market here did a lower low here, a lower high here, and it did a lower low here, it did a lower high here, and it did a lower low here, I totally agree with you. All right, and it made a higher highs, it made a higher low, it made then it made a higher high here. Let's see, it made this higher high. Yeah, so you can say, oh, we are no longer in a downtrend anymore because the market made a higher high right here. But then the knowledge of this business is after a high, a low must come. After a high, a low must come, and this was a bearish candlestick pattern back in time. All right, a shooting star. Okay, and the market moved sideways a little bit, okay, before we saw this drop. And at this time, back in time, all right, fundamental analysis, the news actually helped the yen to drop all the way. At the time we have this candle back in time was when the United States report came out. It was negative, it was not positive, and the Japanese bank, the hike interest rates, okay, because already very, very long time we were expecting price to go down because the market has already reached the monthly resistance band area. Okay, all of this area are monthly resistance band area. So the central bank of Japan interfered by hiking interest rates. So we saw this the same day that the US reports for, I don't know, whatever happened. It was negative. I was watching the news at the time, and this happened. So if you have this knowledge back in time and you've been expecting that scenario to happen, when the news came out, all right, you would have jumped into the market selling from here. Immediately after this candle happened, okay, this guy, you would have been, be on alert. And once this candle closes, bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, okay, right here, this bearish engulfing, you already have one here, and this is a confirmation to sell the market. So once this candle closes, you want to enter the trade right here. Stop loss goes above the previous high, and this was the previous high right here. And you want to risk whatever you want to risk, 1 for 2, whatever you want to risk, okay. And if you targeted this area back in time, for example, as your take profit target, that was huge, and this would have been you making tons of money in the market back in time, just with the daily candle, the 4-hour candle, 1 and 2, bam, and that will be massive on your part because you already know how to trade this market. And the 4-hour time frame trend line starts from here. That was the long trend line right there. Okay, and this is the short trend line, the medium trend line, and then we have from here we have the short trend line, right? So we have the long trend line, we have the medium trend line, and we have the short trend line right here back in time. And this is how you and me would have made a lot of profit trading this when the Bank of Japan interfere and hike interest rates right there in Japan. We would have made this profit just because of this education. And another thing we'll use, remember, the trend line is what we are talking about. Let's not deviate. Okay, so this was the short trend line. So when the market broke the short trend line, we already have the knowledge that the market is going to gravitate to the next trend line, which is what? The medium trend line. And eventually, if we took our trade from here, if we want, we can target this level as a take profit target, the what? The medium trend line area, or better still, we can target the long trend line area on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, let's not forget. All right, and once the market broke that of the 4-hour time frame long trend line, believe me guys, definitely you would have known that the market is going to target is going to be the daily trend lines. So we'll just go all the way to the daily time frame, and I forgot to take out this 4-hour, so I'm going to take out the daily out of it, uncheck the daily, and we can see this is the aggressive trend line. Am I right? No, the short trend line on the daily. And we can see how the market also came all the way to the the short trend line area. And this short trend line area on the daily is where we have the long trend line of the 4-hour time frame. For example, let me go back to the 4 hours, and right here, okay, this is it right here. So I'm put that of the daily there, and let's go back to the daily, and you're going to see what I was talking about. Can you see? This is the short trend line on the daily right here, and this is the long trend line of the 4 hour. You can see the both of them. It was a strong area back in time, and that's the reason why. And again, we have support and resistance pivot point back in time right here, okay, from the daily and from the 4 hour. You can see how the market reacted to that level. It was a very strong level, okay, it was a strong level, and once the market came there, it bounced to the upside, it came down again, it pushed all the way to the upside right here, and it pushed up again to the upside. But finally, because it was a strong level, we need a candle like this to break through. You see that? So you can see how the trend lines are working together from all time frames. All right, so I'm just going to uncheck it, so it's going to be only on the 4 hour time frame. So this is how you use the trend line to trade, and you believe me, you can get this on all time frames. All right, so this is how you draw your trend lines. Let's not forget, let's draw the trend lines in the proper way, in the better way, so that we can easily make use of it and make educated prediction decision when analyzing the markets, you know, looking for the trend direction, and see how we can use the trend line to make such decision. So you want to watch this video again and write this stuff out for yourself, and you can use it to analyze the market and make wise decision. All right guys, so this is what I want to share with you guys. Hope you guys enjoy and you like what you have just watched. Please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends, and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and I will be sharing more of my content with you guys. Hopefully when you subscribe, you're going to get an alert, and once I drop any of my videos, and you'll be the first to see it. All right guys, thank you very much. I remain your humble Jevan FS right here on YouTube, and from now it is stay tuned to the next video.